Comma splices. Is it a crime to commit a comma splice? What is a comma splice? A comma splice is a type of run-on sentence. A typical comma splice occurs when a writer joins together two independent clauses using only a comma as punctuation between them. To identify a comma splice, understanding what dependent and independent clauses are is essential. Clauses, dependent versus independent. An independent clause is a long, fancy word, but an independent clause is simply a sentence that can stand alone. It has a subject and a verb. Here's an example. The sun shines brightly. Subject, sun. Verb, shines. A dependent clause is a phrase that cannot stand alone. It is dependent upon another clause to form a complete sentence. It also has a subject and a verb. The sun shining brightly. Sun is the noun or the subject. Shining is a verb, but it's a fragment. It just doesn't make sense alone. The sun shining brightly. The verb form makes this dependent. Why do we even need commas? Commas are a signal to the reader, sort of a roadmap, that tells the reader when to pause, not a full stop like a period. Coordinating conjunctions can help us eliminate comma splices. These coordinating conjunctions, sometimes referred to as fanboys, that's an acronym, can be used to remedy your comma splice. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so are considered coordinating conjunctions. Curing comma splices. A comma is not strong enough to separate independent clauses, so to cure a comma splice, consider doing one of the following. Replace the comma with a semicolon, insert one of the fanboys after the comma, or replace the comma with a period. Semicolons use a semicolon to link together independent clauses. It's like a period and a comma. It provides a stronger separation than a comma. It is not a full stop like a period. Look what a semicolon is. It's a period with a little comma underneath. Semicolons may be used alone or with a conjunctive adverb or transitional phrase. Here are some familiar conjunctive adverbs: however, therefore, nonetheless, moreover, furthermore, for example. So the sentence would be an independent clause, a semicolon plus a conjunctive adverb plus a comma, and then another independent clause. You can revise with a semicolon. Using commas is fun. Using semicolons can be fun too. Revision. Using commas is fun, semicolon. Using semicolons can be fun too. Using commas is fun, semicolon. Conjunctive adverb. However, using semicolons can be fun too. Oftentimes, a good way to revise a comma splice is by inserting a coordinating conjunction or another connecting word after the comma. Use a transition word when you don't want to separate the clauses with a period or when a semicolon seems to be too formal. You can revise with a connecting word. I don't want to completely separate these independent clauses. I can use one of the fanboys. That's a comma splice. Let's revise it. I don't want to completely separate these independent clauses, comma, so I can use one of the fanboys. You can also revise with a period. I want this statement to stand out. I will use a period to separate these independent clauses. I want this statement to stand out, period. I will use a period to separate these independent clauses. You have two complete sentences here. Now it's your turn. No, it is not a crime to commit a comma splice. It is an intellectual infraction. Revise the above comma splice by using one of the three options. Use either a semicolon, a coordinating conjunction, one of those fanboys, or a period. Don't get caught with comma splices. Remember your options. Join with a semicolon, connect with a conjunction like or separate with a period.